You're listening to the Telltale Channel. Don't forget to check me out on all social media: Patreon, Twitter, Teespring, and Etsy. All links can be found in the description or on my website, telltaleatheist.com. Hey, this is Owen. If you're comfortable, leave your first name and state at the sound of the tiny truck backing up.
Hey, Telltale, this is Daniel from Florida. I was wondering what your thoughts were on, the stories of, demonic possession and, the anecdotes that go along with them. I've heard a lot of them from family members who are really adamant about those kind of things. I'm usually skeptical, but sometimes they seem kind of, interesting to believe. I was wondering what your thoughts were on that. Thanks.
Really interesting question. So what's with all the stories about demonic possession? Do I buy it, or did I ever buy it, or what's the deal? Let me tell you guys a little story. This is story time. When I was younger, my mom told me about my dad basically practicing black magic. And she would tell me these little stories secretly, she'd whisper them to me, proof that it's true. She would tell me about him basically holding his hands up like this and saying that a Jacob's ladder shot between his arms, electricity basically shot between his arms. And it was black magic. It was Satan. Satan did it. She told me other stories too. He told me this story. So in their old apartment, they had a set of wooden stairs, right? And at the bottom of the stairs was a couch. The top of the stairs was the bedroom. And my dad was laying in bed, asleep. And my mom was on the couch at the bottom of the wooden stairs, reading a book or something like that. And my dad tells me he wakes up to see a face floating in front of him, laughing, and he couldn't move. There's nothing he could do, and he finally just barely inched his hand over hard enough to knock a Zippo lighter down the stairs. This is before they're Jehovah's Witnesses, obviously. And the Zippo lighter clatters down the stairs, and suddenly he could move again. But my mom didn't hear it. Satan blocked her from hearing it. They used to tell me these types of stories all the time, and I was convinced that I had a few of these stories of my own. It's just nonsense. There's an explanation for my dad's Satan story. It was almost certainly sleep paralysis. I had sleep paralysis for years, where I would wake up and you just got this this fear in the back of your mind, oh my God, something is wrong. Somebody's in the house, or something's out to get me, or whatever. And you're paralyzed. You can't move because your body is releasing the chemical that prevents you from moving while you're asleep, basically. It's a known phenomenon. It's honestly surprising to me that they went straight to demons rather than sleep paralysis, the logical explanation. I find that there are either logical explanations for all of these things that all of these stories that people tell you, or they just straight up didn't happen. It was like a one-upsmanship contest, and they just wanted to tell a crazier story or whatever. I'm not closed off to the possibility that some of these stories people tell may have really happened the way that they did, and it really was Satan. I understand that's a possibility. It's an extremely slim possibility. But before I accept anything like that, I'm going to need evidence. I'm going to need some kind of anything. Just show me anything that I can go off of, and I'll accept it. To date, there are no verified records of miracles or demonic possessions or anything like that are actually credible.